but they're called soccer moms because their kids are involved in soccer. Look, hey, I'm old enough here. We didn't have soccer when I was a kid in this country.
Okay, John. Anyway, for the record, I was not the subscriber that made the $50 million off Bob's Ricos. However,
so you're the guy that's got it, huh?
No,
Mike, I'll be seeing you this weekend.
However,
he was over cheering for Everton.
May I hold on?
Yes, please. Okay, 800-313-9443. Soccer. It's the devil's game. We'll be right back. You know why the NFL-style game is not spreading around the world, don't you, Mike?
Pardon, John, I missed that.
I said, do you know why an NFL-style football game is not spreading around the planet?
I'm not sure.
Well, it's a man's game.
Hey.
You know.
Ouch.
I'm
Mike,
sorry.
Just frame that primordial.
I will, definitely. Yeah, Bob, as I was saying, I wasn't the guy that made the $50 million off Eureka's, but if he could forward me his name and address, I'd appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Not before
and
he
then
does
I'd
it for
lose
me.
him as a subscriber.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, but you'll gain me that. Anyway,
okay.
I would like to talk briefly about the fall of the Titans, specifically Warren Buffett and the erstwhile Jack Welch of GE. It looks like GE is going to be the next to go belly up. It's down from a 52-week high of over 38 to $7 as of today, which, according to my math, is more than an 80% haircut in the past year. Now, if you recall when Jack Welch was running GE, they always seemed to beat the estimates by a penny or a fraction of a penny. So, in retrospect, I think, we have to figure that they were valuing their derivatives to whatever value is needed in order to achieve those results.
And that's true.
Yeah, okay. So
they were Mickey Mousing everything.
So with Jack Welch,
that's how those quote geniuses are able to come up with what they come up with.
So Jack Welch was just a smoke and mirrors guy.
They all are.
That was before mark to market.
Yeah, and Warren Buffett.
Pre-Enron.
And Warren Buffett, or as I call him, Warren Bluffett, whose Berkshire Hathaway is down over 50% in the past year. Now, this is an individual who has rightly been, preaching about the evils of derivatives, but as far as I can tell, he's up to his ears in this stuff. He sold all of the.
They lost most of their money.
Yeah, he sold a bunch of puts on the indices. I think, Bob, right?
Yes.
And
he went the wrong way.
Exactly. He had bet against the dollar a few years back, and he got pillaged on that. So where this guy comes off as some kind of guru, I have no idea.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Incidentally, we shorted GE at $33.49.
Well, I'll tell you, Bob. This is an unfortunate thing here. I know a couple of individuals who inherited GE stock, and they wouldn't part with it for sort of emotional reasons, I guess. Always keep GE sort of thing, and they've written it. They wrote it all the way down.
I ran into that yesterday with a couple in their late 80s with Citicorp, and it's down to $1.50. I think we might put a cover out on it tomorrow. We went short Citigroup at 44.10. Yeah,
but the sad thing is that you get these people who are sort of emotionally attached to these.
They've been convinced on the buy and hold strategy.
These are former icons,
which has proved to be passé.
Yeah,
buy and hold doesn't hold any water. I mean, Wall Street would like people to believe it, but we're on capitulation watch right now.
Yeah. So, yet you see a bounce here, Bob, or Robbie, or John, or maybe do we go down further to like 5,000 or something?
Oh, sure.
I'm calling for 38 to 4,200 on the bottom, and that's if we're lucky.
Okay.
If we're not lucky, you're looking at 1,260 or 1,450. And that only retraces what happened in 1933, an 89% drop from the top.
Do you see any chance of a bounce up to 10,000 before that?
Never.
Okay.
Impossible.
Okay.
We might get it back to 72. It might break back to even 85, but it's going to reverse. It's just a bear market rally. It'll go right back down again because it's going to be met with so much selling, it's not going to have legs.
Yeah. And it looks like gold, may have put in the bottom this, today.
I think you're right, and it's an excellent observation, and I'll tell you why. And I just got all my closes here, and Agnico Eagle and Gold Corp were up 4.5% on the day.
That's a big move.
And that's off. They went lower as well. Look at Agnico closed at 48.12, get down around 46. But the point here is, when gold began to go down, the stocks went down ahead of it.
Correct.
So the stocks called the turn on the downside, and now they're attempting to call the turn on a bottom here. And we'll know in the next day or two if, in fact, we have one.
A final question, please, about the gold stocks, Bob. How long do you think it'll be, before they get back to their historical multiples versus the price of gold?
I think they have to become the only game in town, and that will happen.
Okay.
I mean, we saw Homestake in 1929 go from $36 to $630 a share in 1936. One of the reasons, of course, was gold was confiscated by our government, I got about 25% of it. 75% of the people refused to turn their gold in, although they were getting a fair price for it at the time. But the gold stocks were specifically exempted, so it's something to think about.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, thank you.
By the way, Mike,
thank you.
Not to impugn your masculinity, what I was trying to say is that American football is a thinking man's game. Now, if you've noticed defense, offensive schemes, special
I agree.
teams,
No,
it is an involved, complicated sport.
Absolutely, John. I am not. John, I wasn't knocking the NFL. I was talking about baseball.
I understand.
Yeah, but
incidentally, I'll see you at Old Trafford.
Yeah, but soccer players play for 90 minutes.
Soccer players play for 90 minutes?
Bob, I wouldn't go to Old Trafford if you provided a horse and carriage for me.
Okay.
But I appreciate
that's all passe now.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bob, obviously on CNBC over the last few days, gold declining for 7 straight days, they basically said that it's just liquidations in order to meet margin calls. And that could be true. I think that
part is true.
Yeah.
In part it is, and you're having deleveraging, which is accompanying all that, and then you get our government, who is our enemy, in there shorting the heck out of them, but they don't have enough ammunition now to keep the thing going down. So what happens is it stops, a little consolidation, it runs right back up again. And if you're long gold and silver-related assets, you got to count your lucky stars. That this 100 approximately point or dollar drop in gold, having it happen only over 7 days, is the best possible thing that could have happened. Because when you have markets correct very quickly, you don't get a lot of damage. If you have a gold drop $100 between March 1st and June the 30th, the damage is bad. But when it happens in 7 days, it's ding-a-ding, bottom out, right back up again, and that's what's going to happen.
But obviously my concern is, as we went through September and October, we had mass liquidations based on redemptions from hedge funds. Are we going to see another round of hedge fund redemptions where there's just mass slaughter in everything?
I think you're seeing them every day. And I think 70% of the damage has been done, and we're going to continue to get it throughout the year. And there's just no way around it. It's banks, it's hedge funds, and you may see panic among the pension funds and other professional money managers. There's all kinds of things come into play here. I think the most important thing here is this. Let's use GE. It came down from $40. It's selling for $8 or $9 or whatever it is. It's not a good buy.